Welcome to Cargo Insights TV. My name is Shreyansh Kohli, and we are here today at South Asia's largest exhibition, IICS 2025. Today, we are shooting a mini podcast series, Minds Behind the Movement. And we have with us Mr. Melvin, partner at X2. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure. Can we get started?
Absolutely.
All right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what X2 is?
Right. So X2 is a freight logistics network connecting 1,100 members around the world. We are a 12-year-old network now, built on the foundations of trust and a collaborative spirit that is unlike any other network out there.
All right. You said 1,100 members, right?
That's right.
So what is it that X2 does different from other networks?
Yeah, great question. That's something that we get asked very often.
Right.
And I look at X2 as a very large family. We're the third largest network in the world. But at the same time, we're small enough to understand that every member is different. And our team is catered to understanding individual needs and helping them walk that journey over their membership with us.
How many member countries do you have?
We're represented in about 150 countries globally, so fairly well represented. I know some of the other networks have a heavy focus on maybe a China or Southeast Asia,
Right.
whereas our focus, or let's say we're better represented in some of the more difficult markets like Latin America and Africa, and we're also fairly strong with our European and US representation.
All right. So tell me something that, given that you have presence in so many different countries, how is it that you're able to accommodate to different culture of these countries?
Okay. So our team comes from 12 different countries. We're 25 people strong, and from 12 different countries, we speak 14 or 15 languages. And so we understand that doing business with Latin America or in Africa or Southeast Asia require people that understand the nuances and the cultural mindset of that region. So we try to have people on board that have a better understanding of that.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about what your journey has been with X2. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So X2, like I mentioned earlier, is 12 years old now, and me and my partners did not start the network.
Okay.
There was a gentleman called Richard who unfortunately passed away in 2023 that built a fantastic community. And when he passed away, the three of us knew that this would be an opportunity for us to build and carry on that legacy. So we, in November of 2023, acquired the company, knowing full well of all the challenges and the spirit that we had a responsibility to uphold. And so our first task was to ensure that the community was sustainable, that members still had a way of doing business as usual, and to a large extent we were able to do that successfully. And now we're here to see what more we can do. So we, on one hand, we want to retain that spirit and the same values that the old management built, and bring in our ways to try and take X2 to the next level.
And how has that worked out for you? And what's next for X2? Say in the coming 5 years.
I think the first couple of months were extremely challenging. There was a bridge that we had to build with the community. There was probably a trust element that was lacking, and that was natural, of course, because they were used to a certain way of doing things, and we had to come in and win that trust. So that was the challenge that we had on hands. And but once we were, we spent some time. I think the community saw our resolve and saw that we were committed with all our heart in ensuring that we could do justice to this beautiful network that the previous owners had built. And now looking forward, we don't want to be necessarily the largest network in the world or the most popular network, but we want to be the network for the community, of the community, and by the community. We want to be for our members, and lead them to new opportunities.
All right, and what's next for X2? What is that ambitious plan that you have?
Okay, interesting question. It's like everybody wants to do the next big thing. For me, it's always been about trying to do more of what has worked and trying to do it better. So my partners may not necessarily agree with me. I always look at it and say, I tell my partners that, we're three partners in the business.
All right.
So I'm someone that works in the business because I am involved in the community and trying to see what would be best for them and trying to take these small incremental steps every day. Rather than having this one big idea that's going to transform the community. I believe these small steps that we take every day, when we look back 5 years from now, we're going to be proud of something magical that we would have built. Whereas my partners are working on the business, and so they're always looking for the next big thing. There's no right or wrong. I think we can still complement each other and find a balance where it works well for X2. And 5 years from now, we can all be proud of it. Whether there's one big thing for X2 or small incremental steps to make every day better for our members.
All right, that's great. All right, so I believe this is the second time X2 is attending the IICS show.
Yeah.
So why is it that you have come back, and what is your focus for the Indian market now?
You sound like every visitor that's coming to our booth. Why are we here? But especially, that's a great question because, at X2, we're fairly well represented in the Indian market. I would say about 7 to 8% of our members are from India already. So then why are we here? Especially because we're not necessarily looking for new members from India. In fact, for the most part, we're turning down 99% of the leads that we receive here at the expo. The reason we're here is to create visibility, goodwill, and to let our members know that we're here for them. That we want to hear from them and how they feel and what we can do to help them. So this is our way of saying thank you for being part of the community, and our way of showing them that we care about their business and that we care about creating opportunities for them right here at the heart of India in Mumbai.
All right, that's great. So can we expect you next year as well?
You had got me there. I was non-committal up until this interview, but now on air, I probably have to say that, we're coming back.
All right, so moving on. I understand that you have a rich background in the freight industry. So how is it that you shifted from that into a logistics network?
Right. So a lot of people know that my family business in freight forwarding, we have a company in Kuwait and Dubai and Cochin, Malaysia and Singapore. My father has been running this for the last 35 years. I was involved in for a large part from 2003 up until 2018, 2019. So I come from a very rich freight background with all the know-how, and I also have a great academic background in the freight space. But at some point, I realized that my passion was not necessarily in moving just cargo. It was about people and connecting them and finding opportunities. That's what rocked my boat, so to speak. And so it was a natural transition for me when I met Christian and Nils in 2018 at a FIATA conference in Kuala Lumpur to pitch the idea of a specialist freight network for perishables called Cold Chain Connect. And that's how my journey and my first steps into the networking space took shape. And today, fast forward to today, and we are, at RW Solutions, we're 12 networks strong.
Wow.
Christian and Nils, my partners, handle a lot of that themselves, and I'm a partner with them in a few of them. So, for me, this is who I am as a person, about people, and I feel lucky to be able to influence a community like X2.
All right, that's great. Let us now move on to the next segment, that is going to be the rapid fire round. I am going to be asking you 5 questions and you will have only 5 seconds to answer.
All right.
What is your favorite country to visit?
Ooh, I am Indian, and I spend a large part of my time in Dubai and Kuwait and visiting other countries. I spent very little time in India. So I think coming home to my roots is always special. So I'm going to say India.
All right. What is the first instinct that you have under pressure?
To stay calm and to not make a decision instantly and to take time to think it through before I can respond.
What is the one thing that drives you?
People and their stories.
All right. So, what is that one setback that has strengthened you over time?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. Not something that I talk about very often, but in 2008, I was diagnosed with a health condition which made me realize that life was much bigger than the hustle. It helped me to stop running and helped me keep myself grounded and realize some of the things that were most important. So things that you take for granted every day became so much more important, like being able to eat a good meal, being able to go to the gym, being able to be around people. And that experience has now shaped who I am. For example, I eat a clean meal, even though I'm in a better place with my health than I've ever been before.
Right.
I eat clean meals. I go to the gym every day at 5 a.m. and I'm always around good people. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm running a network, so it couldn't be better. So setbacks like that help shape the person you are. So I think these are things that that truly are important in one's life.
All right. One last question. Do you prefer speed or stability?
You know, my natural instinct is to say speed, but for the sake of being correct, I'm going to say stability.
All right, Melvin, any message you have for the audience?
I would love to meet with you at a platform in the future. I would love to hear your story and ask you, how can I help you? If there's anything we can do at X2 to help make your life better, let's have a conversation.
All right. Thank you, Melvin. You're a people's man, and we'll see you here next year.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And I want to take a moment to wish you guys at Cargo Insights the very best. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job in bringing the voice of the community to the rest of the world. So keep at it. And I would love to see how we can collaborate more.
Thank you. Thank you.